like in the beginning, it was, House of Vibe All Stars was, I had the drummer for Fishbone, the bass player for NWA, and Miles Davis, the guitar player for Erykah Badu, the keyboard player for Beyonce, the horn players for Macy Gray, like Dave Hollister, Rashawn Patterson, and Charlie Tuna were like our front guys. Yeah. So it's like the whole concept of House of Vibe was like, all right, you got to be an all-star. You know what I mean? Somebody has to do something, and life happens, and there's a bunch of stuff that happened to me along the way to where I stopped playing music for 5 years. Went through like crazy divorce and sent my kids to their grandmothers. So like life happened in the middle. And at the time I was like playing for BT. I had a studio in Culver City. I'm playing with Jada Pinkett Smith. I'm a House of Vibe. We're touring. We're doing all this and what happened was I was supposed to be on Flight 77 for 9/11, and I was one of the last 4 to get out on standby on September 10th. So I snuck home, snuck in bed. My wife at the time freaked out because I wake up to her crying, the TV, Twin Towers going on, the whole shit, and so I wake up and I'm looking, I'm like, okay, the tower's on fire. And so the girl that I was touring with, her name is Reese, the 2 background singers, her and the manager, they were across the street from what's going on because they were at the Embassy Suites. We always stayed at the Embassy Suites. We went home, they're at the Embassy Suites. I wake up the next morning, the tower's on fire. Make a long story short, I call up my manager, who is in the tower. I'm watching it on TV. The tower collapses and my phone disconnects. My wife loses it. Make a long story short, we break up because she said it was like being married to someone in the CIA. Like, I'm always gone, I'm always in danger, I'm blah, 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 everything that goes with that. So that's why I stopped doing music. So when I decided to do House of Vibe again, the reason I'm tying all that into this is because before it was, okay, well, let me check your resume. You know what I mean? And like now, everybody that's in the band is all really from a happenstance that has nothing to do with music. We just all happen to be great musicians, but like there were just life things that happened with our guitar player. His mom had passed away, and he was ready to commit suicide and couldn't, go move back to Texas, going down that whole lane. So I was like, hey, I got some guys, come hang out. So, when I say it's our therapy. Same thing with our bass player. Bass player went through like a bitter divorce. So it was like, real life stories that like happen within the shit that we do. And all we do is just try and portray that through our music. Try and do that through like the people that we bring to our shows. No knuckleheads, no. Adrian takes care of all of that. So it's been a journey, and it still is. Like I think coming back and doing it the way I'm doing it now, it's a lot more peace of mind with my soul.